informed.
If you don't know where you come from, you will never find where you're going.
When Nigeria is working, we will all know.
PDP and us are diametrically opposed.
SaharaTV, TV, the best TV, information, education, inspiration. SaharaTV,
I am from SaharaTV. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Information, education, inspiration. SaharaTV, they get mouth, they get mouth.
Yesterday in Cairo, Egypt, supporters of the Muslim Brotherhood-led government of President Mohamed Morsi clashed with the anti-government protesters at Tahrir Square. The two sides pelted each other with stones, bottles and petrol bombs, leaving 100 people injured. Two buses belonging to the Muslim Brotherhood were also set on fire. Opponents of the government were displeased at the acquittal of 24 people accused of attacking protesters during last year's revolution. Yesterday's incident is described as the worst since President Morsi came into power some 100 days ago. It is now 14:30 GMT in London, 9:30 a.m. in New York, 2:30 p.m. in Nigeria. Wherever in the world you may be, today is Saturday, October 12th, 2012. Welcome to SaharaTV, and my name is Nick Chileshe. While the Egyptians were fighting to retain their revolution and establish a better union, in Nigeria, the rolling wave of senseless killings reached its climax in the last 2 weeks. 42 students at the Federal Polytechnic in Mubi, Adamawa State, and 4 students at the University of Port Harcourt, River State, were killed in gruesome manners. The outrage over the killings has continued to intensify as videos of the lynching of the Uniport students by the people, ALU, circulate on the web. Nigerians are asking themselves, what happened to our humanity? Have we become entirely animals? In our hot topic, we will talk with Mr. Raphael Mbaegu. He is a brother of one of the students killed in the Federal Polytechnic in Mubi following a disputed students' union election. Mr. Mbaegu will tell us how the family is coping with the tragedy and what the authorities are doing to apprehend the culprits. For a greater perspective on what these killings mean for the students on the Nigerian university campuses, Lanre Legacy, a former student union president of Awolowo University, will join us. He will shed light into the conflict between students and the community where their schools are situated and the impact of militancy in today's students' life in Nigeria. Also, Dr. Uzoma Okoye, a social work professor at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, will speak about the sociology of conflict and the deterioration of our culture to this level of incessant killings. In our roundtable, we are going to continue these discussions with our seasoned commentators. Our guests today are 2 Sahara Reporters columnists, Hannatu Musawa and Ogaga Ifewodo. Musawa is a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. She's also a lecturer and human and women rights activist. Ogaga Ifewodo is a writer, poet, and professor at Texas State University. As usual, we will take your Skype calls and this and other issues concerning Nigeria and Africa. Our question of the day is, what do you think is the reason why President Jonathan is silent on the killing of the students at Mubi and Port Harcourt? Our bonus question, has Nigeria become a lawless society? Join us when we take our calls on this and other topics. We will also read some of your Facebook and Twitter comments on this question. A recent report by the Human Rights Watch stated that Boko Haram has killed almost 3,000 people since the insurgency started in 2009. It also criticized police corruption and extrajudicial killings committed by the government forces across the area. The author of this report and a researcher with the Human Rights Watch, Eric Gutches, will join our highlight segment for an in-depth look at his report. Lieutenant Colonel Sagir Musa, the spokesman for the JTF in Maiduguri, will be here for rebuttal and to answer to the charges that soldiers killed dozens of innocent civilians in the reprisal attack in Maiduguri. In our Inspire segment, Sori Kondi, a blind musician from Sierra Leone, will be in our studio to perform. The musical genius who taught himself to play at the age of 15 is currently touring major cities in the United States. As expected, we'll bring you our regulars, Keeping It Real with Adiola and Dr. Damage's show. In her 44th episode of Keeping It Real, Adiola delves into the killings in Port Harcourt and Mubi, and in her characteristic way, she asks her Facebook friends from the Alu community to unfriend her. For confused Zimbabweans, Adiola explains why Mugabe's convoy is always killing people. Meanwhile, it is in his 61st episode, Dr. Damages reveals the content of the phone call Obafemi Awolowo made to Professor Chinua Achebe on Thursday that set the social media on fire. Dr. Damages also explains what happened between Adam and Eve that made Pastor Enoch Adeboye to order all Redeemed Christian Church of God's members not to marry non-members. You don't want to miss our regulars. Stay with us for more and fun and information. Follow us on Twitter at SaharaTV1 with the hashtag SaharaTV. And we are on Facebook at SaharaTV. We will be right back. We now leave you with a video tribute to the 4 University Port Harcourt students killed in Alu, a community where the University of Port Harcourt is located.
If you don't know where you come from, you will never find where you're going.
When Nigeria is working, we will all know.
PDP and us are diametrically opposed.
Oh yeah.